cord that goes into stereo 3, and I use this right here.
Okay, Dave.
It goes in the back of the board. Okay, so the first thing you do when you come up into the sound booth, turn the lights on first. The lights in the sanctuary should be on. So you've got two switches here that will turn those track lights on above the stage. And then this switch right here turns the whole big lighting bar on. While we're on lighting, we might as well do this before anybody gets here, so that if they go flashy, you're not making anybody have a seizure. While that's opening up, you can go ahead and push this switch right here. That will turn the board and most of the power on this desk on.
What about the switch to the right?
This switch to the right, just wait a few seconds, wait until that screen comes on, and it'll go to that setting right there. Then you can go ahead. This is the speakers and everything on the stage. The main speakers, the monitors, some of our power that we use are all on this switch right here. So the PA is on with these two switches. And then we'll come and you'll hit the scene button on the board. Hit the scene, and it'll usually be on theirs. You just come down here to Spartanburg First Church of the Nazarene, David, and then you hit go, and then you have to confirm go. And that will change the board to where you'll recognize all the names. Jeremy, Dom, and Catherine. Donna Joy is this one. Tim, Pastor Tim, Ruby when she's at the keyboard. So if they switch, these mics will switch, but you don't have to worry about that because neither one of them will be here. Ed's computer is right here. It comes up in the media channel, and you just control it there, make sure it's on. And that's it for right now. So once you get to this point, just hit the processing button and hit any one of these select buttons just to get to this screen.
Okay.
So we'll come back to this lighting computer now that it's up. 9149NYI is the password to this.
Is it capitals?
No caps.
No caps.
Just 9149NYI. If this program is already on, it's probably gonna go nuts because it's been disconnected from the USB. So you'll need to close it. And then come over here, ADJ or MyDMX. Click on that and let it open. Okay, once that opens, you want to go up to the yellow folder. Click on that. Come down here to this L620 desktop, blah, 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 blah. The one that's the longest that says this desktop in it. That's our scene. Double click on that. If that doesn't happen, as far as if the lights don't
Move and
turn
rotate.
around, then look down here. It could say demo mode. Just close it and open it back up. It has to say USB mode. This USB right here needs to be plugged in. And over here there's a little box that'll have a red and a green light, this MyDMX box. That's the other end of this cable.
Right.
If it doesn't work, just check here. But that doesn't get unplugged. That's one of the things they don't unplug. And then you'll click on user. And what I'm using right now is this last scene. It'll say copy of Praise 924.
Is it user or user options up there in the menu?
User.
Oh, user. I see
User,
it. I
the
see where it is.
tab.
Yeah, there it is.
So you go to the user tab, and then this last copy too of Praise will be this red and green for the Christmas setting. And if there's anybody back here when we switch over to message, I'm using this message 730, which is blue.
Okay.
For the background for this specific series because it's the big blue background. So that'll change the lights to that. If you don't change the lights, it's not the end of the world, but that will just, you see how
Right.
the band is lit up and all, and it just turns the band off and just makes it just for the, and it
In the
focuses
center area.
the light in the center for the pastor. So once you're there, the
Mhm.
lights are ready to go, stage is ready to go, all your channels are labeled here. Layer A is where you'll start. Layer B is the where the instruments are. You won't have a drummer, but bass, Travis's electric guitar, the electric keyboard, and the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And then the acoustic guitar will be right here. And those are all controlled from there. And then this is the room mic. You don't have to worry about changing or manipulating that at all.
If so, if something needs to adjust, those faders would be live in that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, those faders are live, and the only thing to check if you've been messing with anything and any of these are lit up, then you're in a monitor send or you're in an aux send.
Mm-hmm.
So you just want to make sure if you're trying to change the front of the house sound,
Mm-hmm.
that none of these lights are lit up. So
Okay.
you're not anywhere else. That's the one thing that I don't care for this board, is the only thing that tells you you're here is
Mhm.
that little tiny light.
Right.
My other board, all of the faders had a back glow that changed yellow, but that's beside the point. So your microphones are here. The pastor mic is right here, and that's Tim's pack. If you use the backup pack, which is located right here, and the backup mic,
Mm-hmm.
that will come up on Donna's channel.
Okay.
But you can't use the Donna's handheld at the same time.
Right.
But this is Pastor's pack. The spare pack is on Donna's channel. Donna's wireless is the one that had the green bottom on it.
Where is Tim's pack located?
Pastor.
No, I mean the physical unit.
In the top of the cabinet.
Okay,
the
right where the
communion cabinet with
where the-
with the clicker.
okay.
It should be in a pouch like that.
Okay.
His mic and his pack should be in there. I just changed his batteries last week, so that should be good. The only other thing to pay attention to, this should be ready to just play.
Right.
This room mic, this is a mute for the room mic. At the beginning of the stream, when everybody's coming in,
Mhm.
I try and mute that, because if somebody stands underneath that microphone and has a conversation,
Right.
you can hear it very, very well. So I mute that until the beginning of the service. You don't want to leave it muted for the whole service. It's not the end of the world, like I said, but it's the ambiance of the room and any response, anybody that says amen,
Right.
hearing the congregation sing, it's part of the stream.
Mhm.
This room mic only goes to the stream. It does not go to the PA at all. So if you turn this all the way up, you're not going to hear any different there,
Mhm.
but the stream is going to go crazy.
Right.
So that's that. So we'll come back to layer A here. And the only other thing that you need to worry about over here is the soft keys.
Mhm.
That I showed you the room mic mute. The drum wedge is my wedge behind the drum set. You guys
Won't
don't-
need it Sunday.
Won't need it. This is for the floor monitors.
Okay.
If that's red, none of the floor monitors will work.
Okay.
Pastor Tim doesn't like monitors when he's preaching, so I
Right.
put this in to turn them off. But that'll need to be on for the band.
Right.
This turns the instruments off, everything except for the keyboard.
Okay.
I left the keyboard out in case Rebecca or TJ or somebody is here and they do little pads during the prayer and stuff. And the keyboard is an instrument that makes any noise if nobody's there. So that will turn all of the band instruments. It will mute them.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, the background vocals, will mute all of the wired vocals that are live on stage. That is an important button after the praise team. Before Travis starts to preach, you want to hit this button and make sure it turns red to turn these live mics off so that you don't get a bunch of feedback. If you walk over there next to a chair and there's a mic on, it could react with your microphone and go crazy. So muting that turns that off. Once praise team is done, we won't need the band anymore. Effects, you don't have to worry about it. I only use it during singing, and I have Devin turn it on and off, in between songs when Jeremy or Donna talks or we pray or do verses, then the effects go off. And then as soon as we start singing again, they go on. If you leave that muted for this Sunday, it's fine.
So a good way to think about it is red is stop and
Yes.
it's off,
Yes.
and clear means it's on.
Yes. So you'll just want to make sure the band is on for praise team, and background vocals and floor monitors will be the three that you need to make sure is on
Right.
at the beginning of the service. And then all three of these can mute as soon as praise team is done before Travis starts preaching. You'll want to open that up at least when he starts preaching, just so it doesn't sound so dry. It makes him sound like he's actually in a room and not in a closet somewhere.
And that's the room mic.
That's the room mic. That's really it with the board. It's set up pretty well. You don't have to do a whole lot of changing around. People usually don't talk as loud as they sing. So whoever does announcements, you might have to turn that mic up a little bit for them to talk compared to where they sing. Nothing should be above 0 when they sing. And then
And if they do testimonies, if they use Jeremy's mic, it's not muted because it's not wired, so it should be fine.
it's not muted. If this is on, those three, Donna, Catherine, and Jeremy all have wireless mics that should be turned off. So they don't need, they're not in the same thing. They usually use Catherine's mic. I would rather them use Donna's or Jeremy's because Catherine has a very loud voice. Her microphone's on 12. Her dB is on 12. Donna's is on 20. Jeremy's is on 18. So that's how much louder Catherine speaks. But then Shelly gets that mic, and you're trying to push it off the board.
Right, because she's
So
soft
that's
and
not the
holding it
best
far
mic
away.
to pick, especially when I'm not here.
Right.
You want to pick one of these louder mics, or we'll pick one of these louder mics. I was going to say, better yet, pick up Donna's, but that's only if you're on stage. If you need a backup mic on stage real quick, it is on this background vocal, so it'll be muted if you're not, but Donna's mic is a hot mic. If you needed to say something or your mic went out and
Right.
you wanted, went to grab that one, Donna Joy's mic, and it will reach, it's on a double cord that comes over, so it will reach out here in front in an emergency. So that's it with that.
Awesome.
You're running sound. So,
All right, hold on one second. I'm going to stop this one.
okay.